Churchill's grave, like. There's nothing stirring except a milk float. I'm going up to Cooper's End out.
Excuse me, madam. Routine check. Would you mind giving me your name and address?
Cunningham. Eileen Cunningham, 10 North View. This in aid of the fire raising?
Have you just come from home?
Aye.
Would you mind telling me where you're going to?
My brother's. In Toniton Row, number 6.
I'll have to look into your bag.
Well, yeah. I'll stop there, you know.
Yes, you can. It's a request.
Yeah, love.
George, which allotments are we talking about? Right, Abbott's Fields. I see. How serious? Anyone reported hurt? Very well. Tell Joseph I'll meet him there.
Give us a lift back to me beat, Harry. Nobody to be seen, Sarge. Deserted this place.
Keep looking. Not likely to advertise the whereabouts particularly.
Long gone by now, surely.
Probably. Let's make certain. Sergeant Beck.
CID, left base, ETA, 10 minutes.
Got it. Out.
Whoever's gonna hang round to get picked up now?
I like to hang back sometimes, arsonists, see what happens after. Watch the outcome of the work. Not a crime of logic, exactly, this.
Where's CID?
On their way, Mom.
Logan.
I've no information on that, Mum.
Any ghouls?
None shown.
How was it discovered, Joseph?
Milkman delivering his Shelton Vale half a mile away saw the blaze.
Hartley's become fire conscious. Every back garden bonfire comes to notice.
Seems to favour an early start, this character. The other fires were set at dawn.
Classic time for depressions.
And when there's not many folk about to disturb you at your work, especially out here. Assuming this one checks out as arson.
It seems likely. Allotment sheds don't normally catch fire by themselves.
Excuse me, Mom. Message from DHQ. Mr. Logan said he'd be over as soon as possible. He's had to go to Inspector Foster's section. Another fire.
What fire?
Eastfield Park. 2 miles from here.
I know where it is.
A warehouse burned down just over an hour back. They say it's clear evidence it was deliberate.
2 fires in one morning, 4 within the week. Someone's giving vent to a lot of anguish.
Hurry up, Freddie, please.
Freddie! How are you this morning, sweetheart? Hello. What a nice smile for your Auntie Janet.
Is it good?
You're early, Jan.
Oh, caught you on the hop our love?
Freddie won't eat his breakfast.
Oh, dear.
Oh, hurry up, I'll be late.
Oh. Don't you like it? Doesn't look very appetizing, does it? Well, I know. Give you a banana. You like bananas, don't you, Freddie?
Oh, let me pay you for the fruit.
There's no need, love. Now then. Nice banana. Oh, lovely. Yes, there you are. Good boy. Oh, dear. Just what does your mummy think she's up to, eh? Go on, tell her off. Naughty mummy deserves a thorough spanking, doesn't she? Should know better.
Jan, what is it?
Matches, love. Within the child's reach. Could be the cause of a nasty accident. Put them away, please. There now, Freddie. Well, you have that banana later. I've got something for you. Yes, I have.
Jan? Now, look,
There now. All finished? That should keep you nice and warm these cold mornings.
Jan, it's lovely. Oh, I'm hopeless at knitting.
Oh, well.
Look, Freddie, aren't you lucky?
Off you go then, Ruth.
Oh, well, I've just got to change it. Come on,
What's your best? Oh, don't worry about that, love. I can manage that, can't I, Freddie? Come along, what a good boy, yes.
well, I'll
There.
try and be back by 3:30.
Oh, there's no problem, love.
Well, thanks for...
Yeah, well, we can certainly send a constable round if you really think it looks suspicious, but it sounds to me as though you got your chimney on fire. You do realise that's an offence? Oh, you've sent for the brigade. Good. Yes, I think so, sir. Hello, Frost. Not on fire, are you?
Wish to God I was.
Everyone else in Hartley seems to be.
Lucky ones.
Well, how are you, Frost? Thought we might find you in here now the weather's turned cold again.
It's a brutal winter, Mr. Parrish. It's worse than last year's.
Aye, well, you feel the cold more than most. How can I help you, Frost?
I'm drunk and disorderly, Mr. Parrish.
Not a chance.
Oh, come on, just a couple of nights. But I'm like ice.
I'm sorry, Frost. This isn't a hostel. Try Social Security.
I don't use Social Security.
Oh, then I've run out of suggestions.
Oh, please. You've helped me in the past.
Yes, but you're getting blasé, aren't you, Frost? There was a time when you'd really come in here drunk and disorderly. Good reason to lock you up. Now you seem to expect it as a matter of course.
I didn't think such a charade was necessary amongst old associates.
You're annoying me, Frost. Get off.
Will I go and get drunk then? Is that what you'd like?
Get this much into your head, Frost. You are not going to find yourself in my cells. Away.
You won't reconsider.
Be missing. God. Struth.
Sorry, Mr. Parrish. Interview room?
Get in there. There'll be 2 charges of criminal damage. You'll come before the magistrates tomorrow.
Understand.
You don't wish to apply for bail, I imagine?
What's happened here, Jean?
I don't know. A glass window was there when I left yesterday. Sergeant?
Your window's been broken, Mum.
Yes. How? Broken with what?
A bicycle, in fact, Mum.
A bicycle?
Sergeant Beck's bicycle.
Must have been travelling at quite a speed, the sergeant.
Oh, up we go. Oh, Freddie, you're a heavy boy. That's right. Settle down and have a nice rest.
There's no way I can patch that up. Look at it, it's ruined. I'll have that old beggar make him cough up for a new one.
Frost? I've got sixpence to scratch his backside with.
According to this, Sarge, his name is Habgood. Charles Reginald Habgood. Why'd you call him Frost? I was only wondering.
He suffers from the cold, lad. Always has done. It takes him bad, eats into his bones, so he turns up here every so often looking for a warm cell to sleep in.
Maybe he should settle down like the rest of us instead of bumming his life away. That way we wouldn't have to get cold.
Well, of course, if everybody did the sensible thing all of the time, we'd soon be out of a job.
Why'd he drift into vagrancy?
Has to be a reason, does there?
Usually is. Some circumstance in the past which has laid him low.
There's something you've been reading up for the Open University.
That's right, Sarge. Vagrancy comes under the social science course. What happened to Frost?
I don't think we can tell him, do you, George?
Why, it wouldn't be wise. Not at all the thing for the Open University.
What?
Don't ask.
Come on now.
No, I'm afraid not. It's too dark.
Dark?
Very dark.
Look, I've got an essay to do on this very topic. Why won't you tell me?
When we know you better, maybe.
That's right, lad. Let us know when you started shaving. We might well reconsider.
Knowledge between men, you see, Peter. Not lightly imparted.
Taking men out of uniform and limiting their role to surveillance could prove counterproductive. A visible police presence might deter this individual.
Hasn't worked too well to date, has it? 9 arsons within a month.
It may have prevented worse from happening. So far, only unoccupied premises have been the target.
Arsonists normally go for empty buildings.
Will it stop there? The pattern isn't encouraging. First, a few back alley dustbins were set off. Now he's burning building sites, allotments and warehouses.
Chummy is getting precocious.
Or perhaps more desperate. Well, obviously, we're dealing with a very sick person.
But does that affect the practicalities of our immediate task?
It's a consideration. How we react could influence this individual's behaviour.
It's a cleft stick. Surveillance by civil patrols increase the odds of catching him. But should we fail, Chummy can do his worst with relative impunity. There's no uniforms about to scare him off. But maybe it's worth a try.
Sir, obviously it's important to catch whoever's responsible. But the uniform branch does have other commitments.
Well, I appreciate that, Jean.
I'm ready to instruct my men to adopt plainclothes and unmarked cars. Our job is to catch this beggar.
I disagree. Our role should be preventative in this instance. It's the job of CID to detect this person. They have the manpower and the facilities. We have the whole community to police.
Arson inquiries are rarely CID's strong suit, you know. That's the problem. You see, the crime is irrational. It's unpredictable. It's usually motiveless. There's very little in the way of hard evidence to bite on. So if there's going to be any breakthrough here, it's likely to come from your lads in the street. All right, we'll keep the situation under review. Meanwhile, continue with uniform patrols, but I want them kept to a minimum. Put as many men as you can into plainclothes. It's an unhappy compromise, I know.
Jan! Hello? Jan?
Sergeant said he'd like a cup.
Grand.
And Sergeant Beck mentioned you always have a biscuit with your tea.
Today. Sergeant Beck, eh? Particularly good of him. After the business with the bike.
Everything all right in here then, is it?
Ah, Like this cell, it's the warmest.
I'm wondering, just curiosity, really. How many years have you been on the road? Of course, if you don't want to talk about it.
40.
40 years? What? Hi. I'll be off.
You're new here, aren't you?
I'm new, aye. Fairly new.
Name?
Sims. PC Sims.
Sims. Well, you'll know me next time, eh?
You missed tea?
I did.
And his picky?
Sarge.
Did he, break it up and soak it?
Revolting.
It's still with him, then?
What?
The old trouble?
Come off it, Sarge. My grandmother used to do that. She had no teeth.
Again. What happened? What? What happened to you? Where have you been? All this time. At 5:30. Where did you get to?
Oh, we went out for the day, didn't we, Freddie? Yes.
Well, I got back and there's no sign of you.
We were enjoying ourselves.
No note. Nothing. What was I to think? Well, I mean, maybe there'd been an accident. I didn't know.
Freddie, we stand corrected. Oh.
Could you go now, Janet? Do you mind?
All right. See you Friday.
Oh, no, look, I'll phone you.
Oh, there's no need to phone. I'll just come at the usual time, right?
Bye-bye, Freddie.
Freddie's crying.
Oh, stop her coming here! I want you to stop her!
We're by Hilltop Cemetery. Nothing. Out. Keeping you up then, are we?
What is it, Robert? Is it Freddie?
Freddie's fine. Janet, I'm afraid Ruth is very distressed. She's been rather upset for quite some time. She's pregnant, you know that.
I know that.
And I can't allow her to be disturbed. You understand? Yesterday, you took Freddie off and didn't return till late. She was quite desperate.
She overreacted.
No, she didn't overreact. And it's not just what happened yesterday afternoon, Janet. Ruth feels you've been too possessive of Freddie.
Oh, jealous, is she?
She appreciates your kindness. We both do.
Look, why didn't she have this out with me herself?
It's not fair on Ruth.
Fair on Ruth!
She doesn't want to see you again. She doesn't want you to come to the house. I know you were close friends, the best friend Ruth ever had, but lately things have got out of hand.
I came to your wedding. Gave you a toaster. What about Freddie?
You're not to see Freddie ever again.
No.
I'm sorry.
You can't take Freddie away from me.
He's not your son, Janet.
You can't.
It's got to stop. No more.
No! You come back here! Robert!
Seems our arsonist has taken the morning off.
Nothing reported from Inspector Foster's section?
All quiet, apparently.
Oh, Mom, you wanted to speak to Hapgood before he went off.
Yes, I did.
Sign for them, please.
Mr. Hapgood,
I'm just going, Inspector.
you broke the window in my office. Don't do it again. Don't come back here unless we bring you. The magistrates were in a generous mood this morning and gave you a conditional discharge. You're to keep out of trouble for 12 months or you'll be hauled back in court for sentencing. You understand your position, Mr. Hapgood?
Not complicated, is it?
And I promise you all sorts of trouble if I hear that you have been within sight or sound of this station. I am not having my cells used as a doss house. Is that clear?
Clear enough.
Now get going. He'll be back.
I heard about your fire, so I came by this way.
See?
You weren't here, so I took charge of things till you could make it.
Why's the ambulance here?
Somebody was in there. They're bringing out a body. He's kipped down in his last police cell.
There's not a burn on him. It was the fumes that did it.
Had he been drinking? Any evidence of a bottle or flask?
None that we can find.
And he didn't smoke, did he?
No, Mum.
They found an empty petrol can and some rags plastered in candle grease. This was no accident.
The coroner will have to decide that.
I think Mr. Logan will want all our lads out of uniform from now on, don't you? We've got a stiff. The pressure will be on.
Obviously Habgood was sleeping rough. Likely to have been there all night.
So? He's dead as a direct result of this mischief. You said yourself this kind of escalation was possible.
Yes, but we can't necessarily assume that the arsonist knew he was in there.
I'm assuming nothing. I just want him. I want this beggar nailed. I don't give a hoot about his hang-ups. I want to feel his collar.
Certainly, whoever's responsible must be stopped. For their sake as well as others.
You dress it up how you will, but spare me the agony collar. Was that what they taught you on the course?
Well, they certainly didn't teach us scalp hunting, that's for sure.
Why did you have to go and make trouble?
Oh, Janet.
I didn't mean anything.
No,
I didn't want to take him away.
Look,
I'd
Janet.
never do anything to harm Freddie. I wouldn't harm Freddie for the world.
I know. I know that. But
You didn't have to turn against me like that.
Oh, Janet, this
telling
is so
tales
stupid.
to Robert. I
Please.
didn't mean anything.
look, I'm pregnant. I'm having a baby.
Well, you're lucky.
Well, I mustn't be upset.
Oh, no. Number one, you first and to the last.
Now, look.
It's your fault. Someone's got hurt now because of you. Taken to hospital.
What are you talking about?
I saw it, the ambulance.
Jan, I don't understand.
It's your fault this happened. You're to blame. If you hadn't done it, how could you? How could you? You did it. You brought this about. Oh, oh.
Janet, you're sick.
You're self-sentimental, madam.
I'm going to get the police.
I think the world revolves around you.
The hospital are keeping her in for a couple of days to be on the safe side. So long as she can be kept calm, probably it'll be all right.
I shall have to see this, Mrs. Worsley.
Inspector, look, I don't want to cause Janet, Mrs. Worsley, any more problems. She's had enough bad luck.
Don't you want a prosecution?
No, nothing like that. Not at all. But nor do I want Janet harassing my wife again.
I'm not sure what steps you'd like me to take unless you're willing to make a formal complaint.
Well, can't you talk to her? Warn her off.
How long have you known this, Mrs. Worsley?
My wife and Janet were best friends. They were at teacher training college in Manchester together.
When did her husband leave her?
About 6 or 7 months back.
Is he still in the area?
Went abroad. Germany, I think.
Children? Relatives?
None. She's alone.
How did she take the breakup?
Oh, she had to give up teaching. She couldn't cope with it.
And this problem you had with her being over-possessive of Freddie, when did it start?
About a month ago, when my wife got pregnant again, Janet changed, acted odd, suddenly became tense, distant.
And the babysitting arrangement, whose idea was that?
Well, Janet suggested it. My wife got a part-time teaching job at Ridgefield. It was handy. Janet could come at short notice, and she was marvellous with Freddie. But then she began to make my wife feel hopeless, useless. Janet undermined her. Then gradually things got out of hand.
And so you finally told Mrs. Worsley to stay away?
Oh, I should have told her before, long before. But you see, Janet wasn't a happy person, and we couldn't face hurting her. We got sad watching her with Freddie. We got so guilty.
Guilty?
Janet, she can't have children. You understand?
I do, yes. It's a serious matter, Mrs. Worsley. I'd like an explanation.
I lost my temper.
You could have caused Mrs. Elliot to miscarry.
Yes, I went a bit mad, lost control. It was a dreadful thing to do.
Why did it happen? What made you lose your temper?
Over Freddie. They wouldn't let me see Freddie again. So unfair. You see, I love Freddie. I didn't want to steal him away. But what they did was uncalled for. Treating me like... depriving me.
As I understand it, they felt you were over-attentive to the child.
And that's wrong, is it?
To the extent it created tensions for Mrs. Elliot.
Well, it could have been broached differently. Put to me properly and the matter resolved without any fuss. But to suddenly... Well, I was their friend meant to be.
Whatever the rights or wrongs, Mrs. Worsley, you committed an assault.
Over what she did. Telling him all that stuff. Blew it all up out of nothing.
Apparently you said something about someone being hurt and taken to hospital, and that Mrs. Elliot was in some way responsible.
I've not been well. Under the doctor. The tranquilizers, I get confused.
I see. Mrs. Worsley, understand this. Mr. and Mrs. Elliot feel that life has been somewhat hard on you of late, and they have no wish to pursue this. But you must make no attempt to visit them or see Freddie. You do understand that, don't you? All right. I hope this sees an end to the matter. What's this? What are these cuttings?
Just things I collect. A scrapbook. A hobby, that's all.
These all refer to the fires in this area.
I was interested.
Dating from the very first one, a month back.
I told you, bits and pieces, a pastime. I've got a whole rag bag full of stuff.
We've searched your house. A sack of rags was found in the shed. Candles, firelighters, half a dozen boxes of matches, and a can of petrol. What was it all for, love? You've been lighting fires, haven't you? Silence isn't going to help you. We've got a lot of evidence already. Give yourself a chance, love. Tell us what's been going on.
Why did you collect those? 10 fires, that's quite a notch up. This morning saw your latest spectacular, right? Did you witness the outcome? You noticed the ambulance? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. A man died, love. A man of 60. Dead. How about that? All you're doing, love.
Get a bowl and a towel. It's all right. Now, it's all right. Just relax and breathe deeply. That's it. Good. And again. Big and deep. That's it. Good. Good. Would you like a glass of water?
Well, looks like we're in for a long session.
With respect, sir, I don't think we're handling this right. That woman is deeply disturbed.
I'm not releasing her to hospital, Jean. Not yet. We've got to get an admission first. Now, this is serious crime.
Yes, I accept that, but the woman's all bound up inside herself. We could ply her all night. She's not going to give.
Then what do you suggest?
She needs thawing out. That interview room's too impersonal. My office would be better, a bit more informal. And I think I should talk to her alone.
All right, Jean, we'll give it a try. But I want results. I want her plucked and ready for court in the morning.
Is he dead?
Yes, love.
I mean, it's a trick.
I'm afraid not.
Try to get me to talk.
I saw the body.
Shouldn't have been in there. You don't think... I didn't know.
You didn't realize anyone was inside the house?
It was falling down, rotting. That's why I didn't intend... I chose it because it was there for demolition.
The man who died was a vagrant. Obviously, he chose the place as somewhere accessible to spend the night. You weren't to know that.
You believe me?
I can accept what you say. You just wanted a fire.
That's all.
What is it you like about fires?
Flames. They're friendly. Make me happy. I like to see them leaping up and feel the warmth. Like when I was small, my mother would sit me in front of the fire and I'd stare right into it. Look for the pictures in it.
Love, why did you burn the derelict house this morning? Because of what happened over Freddie? Made you unhappy, did it, the trouble over Freddie? And so you lit the fire and then you felt better?
It went. The ache melted away.
Why did you wait around afterwards?
See what happened.
Did it matter what happened?
Somebody cared. A lot of people cared. I did something somebody minded about. Felt good. Is that you in that picture?
With some colleagues.
When was it taken?
Some years back.
Strange how you can lock things up from the past in a picture like that.
Love, did you start lighting the fires because you discovered your friend Ruth was pregnant?
Got unhappy.
You resented the fact she was going to have another child.
Wasn't Freddie enough for her? Why couldn't I?
You wanted children.
It's no good wanting what you can't have, I suppose. Whose fault is it anyway? God's. I don't believe in God. Do you? See, somebody like Ruth, she's not a natural mother. And there's me. I'd be likely at mothering. Kids won't grow in me. You got kids?
No, I'm in the same boat.
Did your husband leave you when he knew you were barren? Mine did. I can't stop with a woman who can't give me children. So he went. Oh, folk are no surprise anymore.
Love, will you tell me about all the fires you set? Like when and where? Will you let me write it all down?
Will I, though?
Get rid of it, love. Tell it.
It's quite a feather in your cap, this.
I don't see it that way.
What a job you've got. People's mucky lives.
Yes?
I'll tell you.
Jean?
She's admitted to setting the fires, all 10 of them. Dates and places are detailed in her statement.
Grand. Right. We'll put her in front of the magistrates in the morning. We'll ask for a week's remand. Let the doctors get a proper look at her.
I think that would be in her best interest.
Well done, Jean. Hey, quite a one in the eye for Bill Foster, this.
Next on Drama, we catch up with London's finest police. The good folk of Sun Hill are on the beat. In the bill.